Hello and welcome back, my magical friends. Today we have something exciting in store. We're going to be doing an OC challenge. It's like those ones you see on Instagram where you pause the video to see what you get. Today we're going to be doing Hasuteru-chan's OC challenge. And let's see what we get for the first one. I didn't know how I felt about the hair tour I got for that challenge, and I also wanted to do more than one, so I went ahead and did another one. There's just so many fun accessories they have. I wanted to see what else I could get. Alright, well, let's get into the first drawing. I started out by sketching out the two characters that I was going to do. I also put little colors down to remind me of what colors I ended up getting. I started out by doing the blonde girl. I started on a face, and I actually did like how this face was turning out, but my problem is I had a lot of clips in the hair, and mainly on the side that I had covered. So I wanted to show and display the clips for the hair. So I redrew a new face so that maybe the hair could display the clips better. I'm planning on putting the clips in later, so it's easier for me to just put them on top of my drawing. I decided that this very warm blonde would look good with one skin, and so I ended up going for a tanner skin. I ended up just desaturating everything now because I felt as though I could make her skin look even more glowy if I desaturated the majority of it. And then I go in and I blend everything down. I really like how soft she's looking. I love how I colored the skin and the hair. I felt as though, honestly, when I was done blending it down, she is pretty close to finish other than the eyes. And I started doing my refining. It's almost hard to see because when I blended it down, it ended up looking so nice already. But I still going. I'm adding in some more definitions to the hair. I think it looks very pretty and wispy. I almost feel as though I couldn't get the eyelashes right, and they just felt so dark in comparison to the rest of the portrait. And so I kept redoing the other lashes, and you'll see that I go through a bunch of different variations. For the star clips, I actually had an idea that she used to look so ethereal and angelic that I thought that turning the stars into stars floating around her head, almost like a halo instead, would look good. I do feel bad that it's not exactly what I received, but with the character I drew, I feel as though they look very nice. I did my test out momentarily what it would look like to have a bunch of clips in the hair like I originally envisioned, and I just preferred how it looked as the halo, and I thought that she just looked so angelic. And then I go ahead and I add in my little butterfly clips, and I keep rendering away. I add some lighting to the hair and skin that would be reflecting on the stars around her face. I laid the lashes this way, and I felt like they looked quite nice. I think I struggled a bit with the hair covering her eye and with the anatomy of the face. I felt as though the eyes looked weird just because of the hair that I put in front of it, so I messed a lot with the nose bridge and the spacing between the eyes to try and get it to a place I like. I end up liquefying the face if not liking it, and adjusting colors again and all that good stuff. Putting in the sparkles, I feel I make the character really come to life. And then I put more color adjustments, so I'm very indecisive if I want to add chromatic aberration to the piece I'm on. And I end up adding in, and I end up adding a soft blur around the character and a noise filter. And this is how she turned out. I think she looks so pretty. And let me know what you guys think. Next up is the pigtail girl, and I loved everything that I got for this one except the hair color. Like the default gray that they show, I feel like would have fit this character a lot better with how serious she is. I think another thing is they didn't give a specific color bow and the skin colors, so I kinda had to figure out the colors myself and what would look best, which I don't really know if I chose right. I scratched over the bow. I didn't know if I should make it white, gray, or black. I wish she had black hair or dark gray hair and with a black bow with the two eyes so that the eyes would really pop. But I think the purple ended up looking good too. I really wanted her hair to look like it was glowing from the back, so I added in a lighter color on all the edges of the hair, in the middle, and the top, back. I really like the idea of blue in the shadows, and so I go in with I think it's a hard light layer, I don't remember, and I added in some blue in the shadows, and I had some pink highlights on the bow, and I think it looks pretty cool with the atmosphere. When I blended this character again, I felt a lot more lost than I did with the previous character. I felt as though she just looked so messy in the face. Like the last one, I blended it and it looked perfect. And this one, I had to refine my direction that I was going. So I honed into the eyes first so I could really understand what I wanted to do going forward and how I wanted this piece to look. I struggled a bit with the nose. I think it's because how everything looks so soft around it, then it ended up looking kinda weird when I was rendering the nose. I ended up finding a stopping point that I felt looked good, and I decided if it still looked weird when I finished everything that I would come back to the nose. I think the eyes too maybe look a little wonky, but it's hard to tell because of the pupils. I can't really see if the pupil is too well on one, and I think she looks like she's looking in the same direction at least. And then I go in and render the hair. I feel like the hair also ended up looking very messy when I blended it all down, and so I really had to go in and find how the hair would flow and where the chunks would fall. I think I ended up going back and reblending some areas just to get a better idea of what I'm supposed to do. And then I go in with my rectangular brush and I go in and paint the hair some more. I think once I started on the pigtails, I was having so much fun painting the hair. I really like painting in the different waves and the different colors of the hair. I do a lot of color picking when I color the hair, and I think this really looked nice. And it was a very satisfying process for me. I think too that the face was a little weird, like the shape of it, but whenever I tried liquefying to change the shape of the face, it looked like I ruined the face, so I just kept it how it is. She is looking slightly downward, so it doesn't need to be perfectly symmetrical. When I was sketching face, I did duplicate the eye to the other side, but I feel as though it's okay. And in the end, I did the same thing for the other photo. I used chromatic aberration. I blurred the edges of my art and I added on a noise filter. Both of them were set to 5%, I believe. Thank you again to Pasuteo-chan for their amazing OC challenge and other fun little accessories they included in it. I had a really good time. Please go check them out. And here they are. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys like it. See you next time.